Marc Raimondi for ESPN, joined today by the legend, Max Holloway, maybe the best featherweight of all time. He's got his new brew hat on there. And Max, got a lot to talk to you about now, but I know that you're here to discuss what's on the hat. And I actually have a story for you about this. Okay. I
Okay,
have a
let's
story.
hear it.
So I live in Los Angeles with my fiance, and she goes to a corner store, a bodega, whatever you might want to call it, depending on where you live in the United States. And there's a gentleman there who runs the place, and he has been touting new brew. No joke. He has been telling her, "You got to try this new brew. Got to try the new brew." Every time she goes in there, he's saying that. That is a legitimate thing that is happening. I'm not getting paid for this, but that is true. So I guess this is kind of a new deal of the new brew.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't know where you grew up. Where did you grow up, Mark?
I grew up in New York.
Did you where you were in New York? I guess so. Not too much Polynesian out there, but uh,
Not too
but
much.
uh, but a lot of Polynesians. Me being someone growing up, I had a lot of Polynesian friends, and one of the main ingredients in New Brew is kava, the kava root, and a lot of them just used to drink it just to help themselves to calm down or go to sleep and get a good night's rest, and that's why I love it, when I heard the new brew. But then when you drink the kava, I don't know if you ever had kava. Kava is pretty much, it's just mud water, bro. It's a tough drink to drink, you know what I mean? But when you drink kava, what you do is you mix the bowl, you make the kava, and then somebody brings Jolly Ranchers or lollipops. So when you're drinking it, you can suck on something that's sweet at the same time. And Nubu does that all in one for you. So I'm excited when we heard about this, and the partnership came about. I was super excited for the opportunity, and I can't wait for the rest of the world to try this. It can help in a lot of ways, and with me, it helps me stay calm. I like drinking one right before I go to sleep. Especially after a hard day of training, and it relaxing. It's almost like a relaxer for me. So it's super good, and to hear people saying it, and it's a very good way to, if people like drinking alcohol and they want that buzz and they want that feeling of like just feeling good and let loose without waking up the next day with a headache. I think new brew is the move to you for you.
But there's no alcohol in it, or is there? No, right?
No alcohol, no alcohol. It's a euphoric seltzer. They do stuff. It's 21 and over, but it's no alcohol. There's no alcohol, no cannabis in it. It's the kava root, and forgetting what other leaf is in it. But those things mixed together gives you it can give you two things. It can give you it can make you feel calm, or it can give you energy, because there is a tad bit of from one of the leaves. There's what am I saying? I'm freaking brain farting right now. Uh,
You're good. Don't worry. It's
Caffeine
early.
in
It's
it.
early.
There's
It's early in
caffeine.
Hawaii.
There it is. Yeah, it's 8 a.m. here, but it is what it is.
So aside from, obviously, you have this is an exciting partnership with New Brew. What else is going on in the life of Max Holloway?
We see a lot of things, crazy. We just got new brew. I don't know if you guys heard, but we just hit the announcement that I'm signed with Kick, another gaming online streaming services. So that's super cool. I love playing games, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I always loved having building that community with gaming. I always tell everybody that I can only get punched in the face for so long, but I can sit in front of a monitor and play some video games for quite a while. I see grandmas and grandpas out there streaming right now, live streaming. So yeah, we just signed a big deal with Kick. We got New Brew. Um, I got to meet somebody that I was watching not too long ago, and with the Formula One guys, and I was able to go out there and train with Daniel Ricciardo for a little bit. So it was pretty sick, man. It's been the last couple of days been pretty cool announcements and pretty fun things to get done.
How are things back home in Hawaii? I was actually at a pro wrestling show last night, and Ronda Rousey was in the main event. It was an independent show, and all proceeds went to the Lahaina, wildfire relief. How are things
So
going back there?
awesome. That's awesome. It's still moving, man. It's still moving. The people of Lahaina they're strong people, man. They're moving it forward. They're making it happen, and I think it's not. I think They're not trying to put it behind it, but right now, I think they're at the point of rebuilding, so they want to move forward. They're really trying hard. They're stepping forward. The community is still stronger than ever. It's unreal, man. It's unreal to see. I mean, you gotta go there and just see the way that people are operating, and the things that people are getting done. It's amazing, man. It's amazing to say they're all moving forward. Right now, I think they're in the processes of seeing what they're gonna do, build the land, see their house, and a lot of them are holding the land. A lot of the people are holding the land, so that's really good to hear. I'm super excited, and a lot of them is moving forward. So it's a real good thing going on right now.
Yeah, that's good news because obviously I think everyone on the mainland our thoughts are still with everything going on over there. I just want to ask you about a few MMA related things, Max. There was a big fight with Alexander Volkanovski and Islam Makhachev,
Mhm.
and that was something that might have changed the trajectory of what was going on in the featherweight division. I heard at one point that there was even maybe talk of you fighting Ilya Topuria, very preliminary talk of that interim fight happening. Guess that's not going to happen right now. So where are you at right now as far as the featherweight division in the UFC?
We see what happens. We see what happens. You know, with the Islam and Volk fight, and Volk was supposed to turn around so fast in January, but they pushed it back for him, which is cool to see. I think that timeline is still a tight squeeze after a fight like that, but it is what it is. I think he got some of the best coaches, and I think so. If Eugene given blessing to go and fight, then because Eugene is super super big on brain health and concussions. I mean, look what happened when what's his name 25er that fought and yeah. Yeah, look what happened when they pulled him out of the card, on top of that big fight. So with Kai Kai France. So I think those coaches got a handle on it. They have an idea and they know what they're doing, And if Volk is saying he's ready to go and in Feb he's ready to go, so we get to see. I don't know what's next for me. We see what happens. I would like to think ideally, and most people I think would like to agree, or even fans or whatever it is. Even if you're a hater, you know what's next for me at 45. If that title shot goes either way, I'll be the next one next. So who else is there? What's next for me in that weight? We see what happens, But with the Islam and Charles fight maybe happening before the summer, before Ramadan, I was shooting my shot for that BMF with the highlight. I think we both would make a fun for the fans. There's that BMF belt. I know they're short on guys for UFC 300, so that'd be ideal. Maybe go out for one for the fans, just because he's gonna be waiting. If some of them fight before Ramadan, he's gonna have to wait all the way to October. And his last fight was what? When was his last fight? That'd be over a year and a half, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little closer, pushing closer to a year and a half. And I don't think he should be sitting around that long, So in the meantime, why not just have a fun one? Both make a lot of money, and we're gonna put on a show, and we make a lot of fans happen. So that was the idea I was leaning. I know I saw him. I think it was the interview with you, right? Was,
Yep,
was it
yep,
the interview with you? Yeah,
yep.
he said he didn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that dude's so cool, bro. That's why he's the nicest guy ever, bro. He's the nicest guy. Before he's in the UFC, there's a story. Before he's in the UFC, I fought at Pepsi Center. We had all kind of things lined up. Things fell true. He ended up driving us around a couple of days. Justin Gaethje is a different dude. This is before he was in anything. He was
Wow.
like telling us he had his car. He had everything in his car. It's pretty much he's like telling us I live out of his car with his dog. So, and he drove us, but he's like, you guys need anywhere to go, I got you. You guys need any drive, any place to go, just let me know. And Gaethje's that dude. That's him. I think so. He's so nice and stuff, but. Man, I wouldn't want talent like that to be sitting down for a year for a title shot. I understand where it's coming from. I understand why he wants to, because he deserves the next shot. I think so. The BMF belt was. I think so. Him and Dustin both knew that whoever won this title is probably getting the next title shot. After the Oliveira fight, and we see, bro. We see, but bro. But if that could happen, look at your face, bro. When people saw me
Man.
even bring up the BMF belt, people is cheesing. So, if that fight happens, it happens. If not, I don't know. I don't know what we do at 45. You know, in my mind, the only right thing is the winner of Taporia and stuff in February and Volky. So we see what happens. You know, we see what happens. UFC. I mean, we saw crazy stuff in the UFC happen all the time. You know, who knows? Maybe Dana White call me up and he gets me a boxing fight with someone. I don't know. It's the UFC, man. Dana White is known for throwing the nastiest curveballs in all of history.
It's funny with the Gaethje interview too, because I interviewed him, and even before I think it came out, you had quote tweeted something else saying that you'd want to do the BMF fight. In the interview with Justin, I asked him, if you were to defend the BMF title, who would be like a worthy opponent? And the name that he came up with, the only name that he came up with, was Max Holloway. And but he said he didn't want to fight you because he said you're too nice of a guy. He wouldn't want to. He wouldn't
Yeah,
want to.
yeah, he's the man. He's the man. But tell him that yeah, he's the man for that, bro. Gaethje is funny, but I guess if you don't want me to be nice, I can say, brother, that one time you almost exposed me to the world on that scale. So come on, you gotta let me get that back, you know. All jokes aside, man, yeah, he's a great dude. He's a good dude, you know. And if that fight comes to fruition, then so be it. But if not, you know, it is what it is. We'll go back to enjoying ball and we see who's next.
And I mean, it seems like the featherweight title picture, especially if Topuria wins, right? Like it's pretty clear that you should be able to slide right in there.
Yeah, you know, we see what happens. You know, I don't if Tabori wins, I don't know what way they go. You know, in my mind, stuff is, you know, he did not lose at featherweight yet, Volk. But then, how do you give a rematch to a man who would be on a loss lose streak now? You know, but like I said, I don't know. There's a lot of things that needs to plan out and play out. And to be honest, bro, like I want to fight. I want to fight Bulk, bro. I don't want to fight nobody else. Because if I don't fight Bulk, there's gonna be a lot of naysayers and this and that and blah blah blah. You know, I really want down back. You know, and we see what happens. You know, we see what happens. Only one can guess. Only one can think until we get contracts and do stuff happen. So I want to fight for sure in February, but if something else pops up, you know, UFC can bang my line, especially like I said. I mean, everybody would be happy about what that BMF one, you know, and all the champions. If you look at it, all the champions, there's no champions to fight on UFC 300, you know, and even with that news of Conor saying that they might hold Conor out for the International Fight Week, then you know who's it gonna be? You know, I mean, the only guy I can see fighting on there is the guys who fought in November, the 205 of the heavyweights. But I don't know. They wanted to do John Jones and Stipe. Maybe Alex will fight somebody at 205, Alex Potan, but Pereira, but who's gonna be the main event of 300? You know, it's only fitting, bro. They want violence. They know who to call. You know, I guess it'd be a blessed highlight or highlight blessed, whatever you want to call it. It'd be a fun one.
You sold me. You sold me on that one. Just the last couple questions, Max. Are you still kind of in the McGregor sweepstakes? Is that still a possibility? You think? I know that Chandler's
Bro,
probably
I'm
getting
a,
the next one, but
I don't even know if Chandler's gonna get the next one. Who knows, bro? Conor McGregor fights who he wants to fight, you know. And I'm always on the short list for him. You know, I mean, it probably irks him that I was the only man that he didn't, you know, get to put away in the featherweight division. So we see, you know, I know nothing but respect for the guy. I'm glad he's coming back. It's gonna be great for the sport that he's coming back. And you know, a lot of people are saying Chandler, but you know, Conor McGregor, you think so? You think so? Dana White got a nasty curveball. Conor's curveball is way more nasty than him. So at the end of the day, we see what happens. You know, I'm always on the short list for a dude. Just glad that there is talks of him coming back, and we actually wait to see when the talk is. You know, everything is talking to until it's not, until they're making that walk to the octagon. So we see what happens. You know, like I said, like I've been saying, you can look at all my own interviews. I'm on the short list for that Conor fight. He knows it. His fans know it. Me and him is probably gonna fight. Uh, we're in fighting talks to the both day until we both finally retire. So you know, I think you're gonna see that one in the future, especially with him coming back. So you know, time's the essence.
two last ones for you, Max, and thanks again for taking the time out. I really appreciate it. I have to ask you about your Halloween costume with your lovely wife, Alyssa,
Alessa,
Alyssa,
Alessa. Mhm.
the Chainsaw Man, and I think there was another one as well. Tell me about this.
Yeah, we did a Chainsaw Man, and then we had a family dinner or like a family function where you dress up as a couple. You gotta dress up as a couple. And brother, I tell you what, people is trying to come to cancel me on that one, and I was laughing. I was like, brother, it's a Halloween. What are you doing?
Wait, what was it?
If you saw one of my fights, I dressed up as her, and she dressed up as
Yeah,
me.
that's right, that's right. I saw that.
Yeah.
What was
So.
wrong about that? What was
Yeah,
bad?
I don't know, bro. They're trying to cancel me, but jokes on them, They got canceled trying to cancel me. So, life's good. Life's all right. And I have no idea, bro. It's Halloween, you know what I mean? We went to a party where you had to dress up as your significant other and you know what I mean? I could have went worse. I could have been in a bikini. You guys are lucky that, So at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's fun. I love Halloween, man. Halloween is good fun, especially for my wife. She's the one that always like picks out our picks out like not picks out like does the research, goes out and finds our custom. So well, we did Naruto today. We did Naruto this year again. Me and Rush was Naruto. I was Jiraiya, and then we did the Chainsaw Man. The Chainsaw Man Masters is just unreal, man. I think it's sick.
Are you the Denji of the UFC? Just wrecking people?
Brother, I mean, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I guess so. It's funny, You know what's funny, bro? I just saw a stat. A lot of guys, like people, somebody on the internet called me pillow hands. And then so one of my true fans, whatever whoever you are, if you're watching this, thank you. I love you for this. They put a stat of my finishes, and I have just as much as knockouts or finishes as like Dustin Poirier or something in all of the UFC with like 10 or something. So I'm like, what the hell are these guys talking about? So it was a good time, it's good fun. I mean, fans are the best, fans are great, and if I'm the Chainsaw Man, that's awesome.
Last thing, I've never asked you this before. I don't think I've had the opportunity to ask you this before, but I was told a little while ago by your former manager Chris Daggett that you had a relationship with Brody Lee, who was a pro wrestler, very popular guy who passed away a couple of years ago. Is that accurate? And what was that relationship like? Just mostly like messaging each other. I know he was a big MMA fan and a big Max Holloway fan.
Yeah, I think so. It was just more messaging. I never got to really spend time or whatever. But like that's like on Instagram, and especially our sport, brother. Like I trip out on how big the sport really is. A lot of people reach out to me. It helps me a lot with gaming or anything in the world. Like Brody Lee, like I never got to meet the guy or whatever, but yeah, we would exchange DMs here and there because he was a fan. But also guys like even like Danny Ricardo, bro. Like this man, he's a huge fan, bro. He was like bring his fight one we did this thing for EA Sports and they asked him one of the questions like what fight do you wish happened that never happened that's supposed to happen? And he said the Tony versus Khabib fight. You know what I mean? Like that's how into UFC he is. I was like, what the hell? Why would you want to see that fight? And then he explained why. And he's like, oh, because the 3 to 4 times it happened and blah blah blah. Like I was like, holy, like he's going in and he was like talking to me about fights. He talked to me about my fight with Cub. I was like, what the hell? Like this, I didn't know that a lot of people love UFC, bro. It's insane. I mean, fighting is in all of us, right? I mean, we all fought one time, even if it's just with your cousins or with your brother or your siblings, or whatever it may be. We all got fighting in us. If somebody get us mad, even if we can't fight, our instinct is to let's fight. You know what I mean? Let's wrestle or something. So I guess so we're all connected in that way. But yeah, at the end of the day, I wouldn't say it was like I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, my best friend or whatever. But the DMs, the Instagram and stuff is always cool. We find out a lot of people are fans of fighting, and it just blows my mind. I find out like, wow, this guy's a fan of fighting. Like it's amazing.
For sure. Max, thank you so much. Congrats again on the partnership with New Brew. Should be great. And hopefully we'll see you back early 2024, UFC 300, BMF title
I
just in
hope so,
case.
bro. I hope so. Right now, in my mind, if this was a perfect world, I tell you about fights. If this was a perfect world, hopefully we can fight no later than April. Maybe turn around, maybe do a fast turnaround, try and get try get one in the summer again, and then maybe one more in the end of the year. If I can get 3 fights this year, that'd be great. But I know at the end of the year we might have something going on like personal and stuff. So if I can fight before that too, if I can fight before that, so if it's March, April, perfect. Maybe international, maybe a little bit after September, October. That'd be the best timeline, bro. That'd be the best ever.
Is Rush getting a little brother or sister?
Bro, hopefully soon.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to jinx nothing or whatever, but I want to. Yeah, that'd be awesome, bro. We ain't not trying.
Okay.
The kid is gonna be turning 12 in stuff, so
He's gonna
at
be
least we got at
12.
least he's
Oh,
gonna be 12 here
wow.
in January. So at least the good side, if we do have a kid, we got somebody that can be a free nanny, free babysitter. So that's what's up.
Max, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, brother. See you later, bro.
Thanks, man.